'Cause we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's gonna figure it out. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Studio Live today and another live video here where we are once again have our volume too loud. There we go. That's a bit better. Thank you for being here. What are we going to do today? We've got a few goals here in this video today. Goal number one is to get a demo, a finished demo of my song called Work in Progress, which is a work in progress. I know we're all a bit meta around here. Number two is I'm going to explore some options because the good folks at Atola have sent me a bunch of different hubs and USB-C hubs and things. And I know that a lot of folks have been asking me lately, what can I use? I've got an iPad Pro or I'm using an older iPad. What options do I have? How do I power things up? How do I get all my stuff connected at the same time? So you'll notice that I was just playing my keyboard there in the intro. Which I've now unplugged, so it's not going to work. But I've got my M-Audio Q Station keyboard here, ready to go. And I'll be playing the keyboard, but to put some parts in here. I've also got the iRig Pro Duo I/O that I've been testing out. I tested that out fully in the last video. We'll be using that one again here today. We're then going to, of course, use all this gear to actually do something to finish this, because it's all good and fine and happy and gland to have the gear, but you need to be able to do something with the gear. It's not okay just to have the gear and do nothing with it. You need to create with it, because you can have we've said it before, but you can have $1 million studio and make a crappy song, and it's still a crappy song at the end of the day. So keep that in mind. It's not all about the gear. The gear is important, but it's not all about the gear. Can you tell them I'm a little bit disorganized? I thought I was super organized. I'm super not. So before we get started and we dive into this, if you are in the market for any gear for your home studio, I would be remiss not to tell you that I've done all the hard work for you. All the gear that I use here in the studio is on this page here at studiolivetoday.com/gear. That's our studio gear guide. At the top there, you can jump straight into Amazon, regardless of whether in the US, UK, Canada, or Australia, Sweetwater over in the US, eBay, or even Thomann if you shop there. And then here's all of my current setup. Now it says July 2021. I've actually just updated that. It's now updated to September 2021. So this is all the gear I use, all the audio interfaces, my headphones, the Senis that I'm wearing now, my guitar even, my keyboards, my microphones, my powered USB hubs, and right down the bottom here, I've added this USB hub section because this is the gear that I've been using and that we're going to be testing out here today. So if you are in the market for any gear, jump over to the gear guide, studiolivetoday.com/gear, and you'll be able to check all of that out. Right, let's get ourselves set up here. So like I said, I'm disorganized, so I'm going to share my screen so we can actually see what I'm playing here on the iPad. And we'll do a quick recap of where we're up to. In case you missed the last show, we'll just recap on where we're up to. We'll then say g'day to folks who are here live. We'll then jump in and make sure our gear's set up, and then we'll jump in and actually get cracking with some recording and mixing. So there will be timestamps if you're watching on the replay. I usually do that with these long videos. So jump down into the description and check the timestamps. If you're watching and you're like, I don't want to see all this shenanigans, let's get into the recording. But if you're here live, guess what? You have to stay and stick around and listen to the shenanigans. All right, so we have the keyboard plugged in, and you can see I'm just using the piano, the standard classical grand here to play in and try out a few little keyboard parts. Let me just grab my other mouse for my iPad, and we'll come back to here. Now, overnight, we've only made a couple of little updates and tweaks here. I've done a little bit of cleaning up and moving around here. So we've got our drummer track here, which is still just our metronome. We'll get to that today as well. We've got our acoustic guitar and our lead vocals there. We've then got our bass guitar. We got all of our backing vocals, which I was pretty happy with how they all came together yesterday. I'll play those in just a moment. We've got our bass guitar. Oh, hang on, no, we moved the bass guitar, didn't we? Yeah, there's our bass guitar now. This is our original scratch bass guitar, which in fact we can get rid of here. I've moved some of these arpeggios and little sounds here to different sounds. So originally I had these keys playing here on this sort of sound. I've actually moved them over to the standard piano. I think they sound a bit better with the piano, and I think once we play them in again, because I might play like a chord at the base of this and actually create a bit of a piano part that goes along with that chorus. The arpeggio we've still got here, and all we've done is So that's still on its electric piano, and I think those two sound much better together. I think they just complement each other. Again, once we play that piano in properly, which we'll do here today, it'll sound hopefully even better. All right, so we've got all of that there, and down the bottom here, these are some of our old pad ideas and harmony ideas, which we're leaving there for now, because we may re-explore them when we get into the recording and the arranging process. But if you, again, if you're new or if you've forgotten what it was like and you've finally got the earworm out of your head, let's just take a quick listen to this track to where it is at the moment with its current mix version.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's knowing all they can. Not everything will go to plan. You might be set up, or you might get fed up. Maybe just need a helping hand. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We all have doubt and things to know and learn about. That we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
So that's where we're at the moment. So it's coming along. It's doing okay at this point in time, and we're getting close to where we can say this is a completed demo. What do we got to do today? We've got to play around with some of those pad sounds, record in that keyboard again, and also do a little bit of mixing just to get this to demo stage, and we have to play around with the drummer track as well. So we'll be doing all of that today. While I get myself set up, because I realize camera 2 is not logged in here. Camera 2 is just my iPhone. Let's say good day to the folks who are here live. Hello to Gary Hubs, who's here. Peter, hello to you. Hollywood Strings, if you use them, I'll feel so happy because I've had input. Yeah, I'm probably going to use the Hollywood Strings as one of the pads in here, so you prepare to be happy. Hello to Kim Harden Hudson here. Not pretty about since. We got Mark Bro in the house. Joe, Glenn, Barry Glenn. Joe, did I see an email from you before? Have you sent me your project? Maybe at the end of the video, we'll have a look at Joe's project if she's happy with that. And I might, because I think she wanted me to record some bass. We may be doing that. Yeah, getting the gang together here. Hello, Thomas Christ. Sorry, I'm multitasking here, and I'm terrible at multitasking. Multitasking is a myth, very much so. Who have I missed here? I think I've got everyone. Samuel, hello to you. Thank you for being here. Jade Star, of course, wouldn't be a show without you. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Couldn't have a show without you. Adam Gehring, who was here nice and early, hello to you. And who else have I missed? Phil Gone, hello. We're here now, Phil. Come on in, Phil. The water's fine. Now, I've just sent myself an invite via Gmail to StreamYard, and this is why StreamYard's pretty cool, because what you can do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to copy and open this link, and this opens it up into Safari, and we'll see if we can come in here and show you sort of how this all works together. So I'm going to allow my microphone and camera. So what it's going to do, see how I'm here? This is getting a bit meta, isn't it? So it can actually load up, and I'm going to grab this as my second camera. I have to turn it around because I want to use the rear camera, not the front camera. So I can use this as a visual. You can see what I'm doing with all of this gear. I know I should have set this all up beforehand, but what can I say? Cool, we'll use an iPhone microphone. We don't really want the iPhone microphone because we don't want to have that double up sound like we did yesterday, but we'll do. We'll enter the studio. And it goes beep at my end, and it tells me someone else is in here. We will mute the mic. We will turn down the audio to the lowest possible volume so we don't get any interference. And what I'm going to do is I'll set this up using my little Joby grip tight mount here. So these are really, really cool little mounts. If you're in the market for something, these Joby grip tight, they're the ones that I use, and they are super solid. And this is just a very cheap Vivitar stand, but it's all about the mount. If you've had those plasticky ones with the springs that break, this thing's all aluminium. It is super, super solid. So I would recommend that. And all we need to do is set this up now and pop it over here. Mic is definitely muted, and then we can move my water bottle so you don't get a view of that. And we can have our camera too. Are you ready, camera 2? Are you ready to come in there? Yes, I am, Pete. All right, let's bring in camera 2. There we are. That's a pretty shocking view, isn't it? Because it's got that right in the way there. Because we've got the keyboard in here today, it's going to be a bit different. So we're going to have to come around here. There we are. So you can see my microphone here. You can see my messy desk. But it means we can show a little bit of the stuff that's going on here behind the scenes. And the first thing I'm going to show you about our setup here is that I'm using this new device. So we'll bring this one into our solo layout so you can just see this one here. And I'll move this box out of the way. That's the other Atola that we're looking at in just a moment. But what I'm using here today, we'll turn the volume down and unplug it just so that I can show you how this is all working. So today I am using a very simple device, and the reason I can use a simple device is that my iPad here is powered using the Magic Keyboard. So the Magic Keyboard, or any keyboard case that has USB-C power pass-through, what it actually does is it uses the smart connector on the iPad Pro to power up. So I don't need any power, so that's why I can get away with using this one. And once again, studiolivetoday.com/gear, all of these are listed there. This is the simplest solution. If you've already got power, like me, you've already got power here for your iPad Pro, and you just need to connect multiple devices, this is it. Because all I've got here is the USB connection from my MIDI keyboard, my M Audio keyboard, and the iRig Pro Duo. So these are both just going straight into this, into the Atola, like so, and like so. And obviously we can have up to 4 things in here. And because we're powering up the iPad separately, we can plug this straight in. And what you'll notice is that our Pro Duo pops on, our M Audio keyboard comes on, and everything pops back to life, which is pretty cool. And then when we turn the volume up here on the mixer and we hit play on this one, oh, wrong one. There you go. And we also have the, just to show you that both are working, if we come in here and we go to our piano, we also have this working as well. So we have the ability to have both the keyboard and the Pro Duo plugged in just through that one alone, which is pretty darn cool. And I think that this one, if you're after the simplest solution and you've got a USB-C iPad Pro, you can use this. Now, if you don't have the USB-C iPad Pro, go with the other option I've put in there, which is that you're going to need a genuine Apple Lightning to USB 3 adapter, and then you can use pretty much anything at the other end, any powered USB hub. But it's really only the iPad Pros that you can do this with, using an unpowered hub and just powering up the iPad, because that gives enough power to power up your keyboard and your device here, the iRig Pro IO. The other device, the other option that you have, now I thought so again, Atola were very, very kind to send me this stuff, so shout out to them, and full disclosure on that as well. But the one that they sent me is this one here. Now, this is actually pretty cool, because not only does it have USB-C power pass-through and a plug, but it's got HDMI, and it's got VGA of all things on here. So if you wanted to put your iPad Pro up onto a big screen to display it and also plug in a USB device and also power up your iPad, you can do it this way. So I'll show you how this one works. We'll unplug the first version and we'll plug back in. Oop, that's going to go away. Yep. So we'll unplug these. Now, of course, the big downside of this is that we can't have our USB MIDI keyboard and our USB audio interface at the same time. So we have to make a choice, and if you wanted to do both, you'd have to unplug and replug. However, Atola do sell a version of this, and again, there's links over at the Gear Guide. They do sell a version of this that instead of the HDMI and the VGA, if you don't need those, they've got 2 extra USB ports. So that's the one that I think is the gold standard, and I need to pick one of those up just to completely double test it. But if you've got the USB-C power pass through and your 3 USB ports, that's going to be completely what most people are going to need in their recording, because you need to get your power through. If you don't have the Magic Keyboard, you still need your power through. So what we're going to do to test this one out, I've unplugged the power from the Magic Keyboard and the iPad. You can't really see it, but in the corner here, it's now unpowered. In fact, I can just do this to show you. So you can see that the power says, the little lightning bolt that's in the corner there that's saying that it's powered, is not on. Now, if I didn't plug in USB-C power and I plugged this thing straight in or went back to this one, then it would just start draining my iPad. It would still work, but it would drain the power pretty quickly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug this. This is just going into a USB-C straight into the standard wall AC power plug that we have there. And then we'll come back here. We'll unshare the screen there so you can see what's going on. We'll come back around here. So now all we've got is the USB and the USB-C to power. We'll plug this one over here into It's getting a bit complicated here now with everything going on. So that's plugged in now, and let's see what this does. So the first thing you'll see is up the top there, it says, yes, you've plugged in some USB stuff. So it's plugged in because it's the USB Pro, the Pro Duo I/O, and it's now charging. It's now powered up. And if we hit play on this, it should still be coming through like it was before.
You need to strive and you'll go far.
Right, pretty cool. So now we're actually all set up here. And I know the reason I'm doing this is many folks have been asking lately about this because so many more people have the USB-C iPads, the iPad Pro 3rd or 4th gen, or the iPad Air 4. And they've said, hey, I used to use like a Lightning to USB 3 adapter. I followed all your instructions. Now it's all totally different. What do I do? Well, this is what you do. These things, and these are aluminium. So these aren't your plastic ones. These are made out of aluminium. Atola, again, full disclosure, they sent these to me. But compared to some of the stuff that I've used before, these are pretty much the gold standard if you want something simple and effective that's going to work. So there you go. Even if you don't have the Magic Keyboard, it's not powering it up via that Magic Keyboard at all. It's just the USB-C power pass-through and that there. Now, of course, our keyboard now not working because we've only got one thing plugged in. But if you check out the other version, you can actually plug it in. In fact, I'll come over here. We'll just come back to my thing here. If we go back to the gear guide, I'll show you what the other one looks like over here. So if we go to the gear guide, the versions that we have here, this is the version that I would actually recommend. The Atola 4-port hub. Is it this one? No, that's the original. So that's your OG. That's the one there, the Atola 4-port hub. So you can pick that one up for $15 if you don't need the powered version. If you want the power pass-through, you want to go for this one here. And that's the version, as I talked, that's got the 3 USB-C ports, the USB-C power pass-through up to 60 watt. That'll be plenty to power up your iPad Pro, and you've got your 3 USB ports there. And again, $17. So that's a pretty cheap and effective way to get your USB-C based iPad Pro powered and USB stuff connected and ready to go. So thank you for bearing with me with that. I know that won't be for everyone, but I've had enough people come to me and say, Pete, I'm stuck. I need help with getting myself set up, that I thought that would be useful to actually cover here up front. Alrighty, we're going to continue on here, and we'll get cracking with the actual recording side of things. So we're going to come up here, we'll throw this one away, and we are back to here. So we've got our MIDI keyboard set up. Now we're going to have to revert back to our other setup here. So I'm just going to unplug there, and I'm going to go back to having, because I have the benefit of having the Magic Keyboard that has the power pass through, I'm going to utilize that. So we're going to plug that in there, down the bottom. It's always really tricky when you do this stuff live. Like if I didn't have a live camera in front of me, this would take about 5 seconds. When you try to do this stuff live, try to find the socket. It takes you forever. There we go. We're plugged in, and then we'll plug the USB-C over here, and then we'll plug the 2, because now we can put both of these USB things. I really need to get that one with the power pass-through and the double. Although again, because I've got my keyboard here, it's going to work. But of course, if I'm on the go, this wouldn't be as good. All right, we're plugged in. We'll just wait for this to all come back. You can see that the iRig is now back to life. Our keyboard is now back to life, and everything's cool. The one final thing, before we move away from gear, you can also go, if you're looking for a whole bunch of ports, over on the gear guide, you can check out something like this. So this is the kind of granddaddy of them all. You've got something like this, which is the Atola USB 3 hub. We'll just come back over to here so you can see this one. So this is one that has 4 USB 3 ports, 3 USB 2 ports, and a smart charge port there. So if you've got a whole bunch of devices that you need to connect up, you can use one of those adapters and then pass that through to this, have all your devices powered up through a big boy like this dude here, if you want to go with that. And I know this sounds like a giant ad for Atola. It's not meant to be, because I've tried everything. This is the thing. I try everything, and yes, sometimes I buy it and sometimes they send it to me. But the reason that most companies won't send me products is that I will never say, yes, I'll do a video. So Atola sent me these a while ago, and they did say, would you mind doing a review? And I said, I will be using these first. I will be confirming that these are going to work. And then once I've confirmed that they're going to be the right fit for me and for my viewers, then at that point, I'll recommend them. So until I'd actually tried them out, we weren't going to do anything. All right, let's get to music, because that was nearly 20 minutes, and we haven't actually dived in and started playing around with this song again. So Number one thing I want to do is take a look at these keyboard sounds. I don't want this song to have a whole lot in the way of keyboards, but I do want to do a few things in here. So at the moment, we've just got this in terms of the keyboards in the chorus, which does this, which is okay, but I'm thinking it actually needs to go up an octave. I think so. So we'll just test this out. So at the moment in the mix, it's sounding like this.
In progress, nobody's got it figured out. We all have.
Because I think it's kind of competing with the vocal there, but I reckon if we come to our settings here and we bring this one up, so remember, we'll slow down a bit here. If you're playing around with virtual instruments, if we tap it and we go to our settings and we go down the bottom here, we can transpose it up and down a number of semitones or a number of octaves. So we're going to go octaves, an octave up one, and let's just see if this sounds better up an octave here.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just.
What do you reckon? Up the octave or down the octave? Those that are here live, if you've got an opinion, if we undo, this was the down the octave.
A work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We all have doubt and things to know.
So, and maybe what we do, because actually before we make the decision, let's come in here to the next one, because when we combine it with the arpeggio that we have here,
we're all just a work in progress.
so the arpeggio is a little bit, so Kim's saying up, Mark's saying up, Phil's saying up. Yeah, I think the octave, I think the octave up sounds better. And you know what I might do? Is for the final chorus, maybe we do both. Was it Kesca a la dos? Something like that. So let's try this out. So what I want to do, so we'll leave these ones as the down octave, and we'll grab this and bring this and make this up an octave down here. So we'll grab that there. Oh, we moved everything. Undo, undo. Okay. We just want these two. So the first two we do, let's bring them up the octave, and then for some power in that final bit, maybe we do both. So we'll bring that one in there. And these are the ones we're going to change. So we'll go to our settings and we will bring it up, transpose it up an octave. And we'll transpose, oh, that did both of them. I had them both selected. So we'll just listen into these to see how this sounds. Yeah, right? That's better, isn't it? And then we can have them doing the octave in this last section. So if we just copy this one and paste it down here. So the one above is still the octave down, but now they're going to be doing octaves in this part, right? So we can just bring that to there and then paste again there to finish it. Burp. Okay. Let's see if this works with our final chorus here. Now it's going to do. That's cool, right? Because then you have the whole octave going. We need a bit of sustain on those piano sounds though, don't we? So do we have to replay these? I think I'm going to replay them in with the sustain pedal. So I have, down here, I actually have my sustain pedal plugged in to my keyboard here. So what we might do is we might re-record. There's a pretty simple piano part, so it should be pretty simple to re-record this, and I'll kind of show you how we record some keys on the go here. So we'll get ourselves set, and we will come into the piano. Now, you can't use the 2-track hack with keys. You have to actually be in the key display, which kind of sucks, but there's not much you can do about that. So if we just practice this one. So we're just going to hit the sustain pedal on the first. I know you can't really see what I'm playing because I'm... Actually, if I play it up here and turn it down an octave, then you'll be able to see what I'm playing. No, you won't, because I can't get that key. Sorry, I tried. So I'm just down here. Trust me, I'm playing the keys. So what we'll do is we'll try and record this part in here. I'll delete out the original part. So we'll just delete, and then we'll record this in 2, 3. You know what? It would help if we weren't soloed, okay? Because we're not going to hear the other instruments to play along to. Okay, unsolo that. Let's try this again. 2, 3, 4. Okay, what do we have soloed now? We have that other key solo, don't we? Well, off to a flyer here today, aren't we? Aren't we just doing grouse? All right, solo, 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 off. Is everything back on now? Yeah, okay. Let's try this again.
In hand, because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We all have doubt and things to know and learn about, that we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
What do you think? Does the keys continue running into then, or do they stop with the guitars? I kind of like the keys continuing on there, just personally.
All just a
And you can hear there, and if we go in and we edit this, you'll see where I've hit the sustain pedal down the bottom. See how I'm just hitting and lifting at the start of each phrase? So it's not sustaining throughout the whole thing, but it's just giving a little bit of additional sustain just to sit it there. I don't know, I kind of like that. What do you reckon? We're going to go with it. So we don't need to replay it because we've already played it. So we'll delete out of here and we'll simply copy and see if this is going to work in our next section. Or do we need, you know what, because we go into the quieter section, let's just re-record. Sometimes just re-recording can give you like a slightly different idea as we go through. So we'll actually re-record this here if we go back to our keys. All right. Sounds like an ambulance. All right, let's try this. Did I put us onto solo again, didn't I? There should be a big button that comes up and says, Johns, you've soloed, to stop me from doing this. Okay, try that again.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody
hit the wrong note.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time and room to grow. As we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
All right, the very end there, I don't know quite what I did. I was trying to do something different, and it didn't work. But let's just come in here and we'll see what we can do to fix it.
Nobody's got it figured out.
So I think I wanted to just go down there at the end. So what we'll do is we'll just shift that, and we don't need that last note. So, so I think I just wanted it to go down to there.
Nobody's got it figured out.
Yeah.
The shame and pain you feel inside, perfectionist, is why you have.
Right, so this last section here, again, I'm going to play all these in live because we're going to do the down the octave version and then we're going to do the up. Now, why am I doing these live? Well, I could just copy and paste, but you lose a bit in the copy and paste, I think. So we'll do the high version because I think we might even do some, like halfway through, we might change to doing some harmonies as well on this piano part. So we'll stick with this one. So this is going to be our high section again. Let's get recorded.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time and room to grow. That we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. 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 Nobody's got it figured out.
And then hold on that last note, I reckon. And that can just be part of the end. Stop. So yeah, and then what I was thinking is part of that, and here's why recording MIDI is so good, because I was thinking that halfway through this, when we hit this point, we might even bring in the third up. So I'll show you what I mean. So we're playing. Do you reckon? Let's try it. So what we'll do, we'll make sure that we're in our track settings here and recording, merge recordings on. So if you want to do this, if you want to record and not record over it, but you want to actually record along with it, you turn merge recordings on, and then when we come in here and record, you'll see what happens.
Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out.
All right, I can't really hear what I'm playing there, so what I'm going to do is just turn the metronome on and just solo this track, just so that I can hear. So. All right, so that's what we're going to go with. So I'm not going to do that because then there's too many notes. But I'm just going to go da 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 like that. So let's go back to the start of this passage. Nope, we don't want to do it from the start, do we? We want to do it from halfway through. We want to do it from here. Okay, back to here. All right, and I'll just record on this just so that I can hear the notes a lot better. Let's try this. I reckon that's nice. And now we can layer it up because we can do the same thing down an octave. Now, could I just copy and paste and put it down an octave? Yes, I could, but I'm decided I'm going to take a little bit of time with this one because I want to. So the good thing about recording here with the keyboard is that I can actually turn the octave down but play in the same spot. So if I just turn the octave down there and we come into this track like this, we can go. So now we're playing in the same spot here, which you can't quite see because I'm just out of shot. But we're going to play along with this. And again, I'll use that same method just so that I can hear I can just hear what I've already got there. So let's hit record. This should start layering it up nicely. And just let it roll out there at the end with a bit of extra sustain. Lift her off. And then hit stop. So now you notice there's a few little tweaks in there that we need to go back and edit in the MIDI. And I'll probably quantize this, not crush the life out of it quantization wise, but just give it a little bit of help along the way. We can now do what we did in the last one. Come in here, again, make sure our track settings and our merge recordings are on because we want to do the same thing we did with the other one and come... and record that. So let's just do this and then we'll be pretty much done with these ones. Hit the wrong note, very first note. All right, undo is your friend. There's our note. Cool. All right, so that is it. Now, where's that little crunch? Let's just find this crunch that we have here in this second part because it's annoying me now. I think it might be just there. Yeah, there it is. You can see it. All right, we'll edit. We'll come in here, and this is why virtual is good, because if you play this, you'll see where that problem spot is. I don't actually mind it. It kind of sounds a little bit wonky, but we'll get rid of it because why not? All right, I think we're good. So that's got our keys, our piano bit sort of there. And you'll notice that I didn't bother because originally, so when I was sort of starting to write a piano part for this, here's a bit of a glimpse into what I was thinking originally. I was going to do something like this. Exact, up an octave actually. I was going to do this one. Which sounds good on its own, but here's the rub. When I brought it into here and played along with everything else, it didn't sound good. And this is the thing to keep in mind, especially with keyboard parts. If you've got a piano playing background and you start layering in keys, you may start putting in too much. It's okay to just do one note or two notes. And that's what I had to tell myself here. I said, you've got enough in the lower register. You've got acoustic guitars, you've got bass, you've got some vocals. You need some treble. So I gave myself a lecture and decided that that's what we're going to go with. Let's just make sure this ARP is going to work in with these new. So this is the sort of the first time around. This is how we're going to build. The first time we do it, we just have this, right? So we'll come in here.
Figured out, yes, we're all just a work in progress.
Just adding a little bit. Just adding a little bit of flavor to it. The second time around, we've got the same keys, but we've also got this arpeggio doing it. So we've got that one. And it's so subtle, it's just sitting in the background, but it's adding some texture. So when we listen back with everything.
Figured out with what we know, we all have time and room to grow as we're all just a work in progress.
And then when we get to our final chorus, this is where we just ramp it on up and we bring in everything. So we go with this.
Just a work in progress.
So we have our octaves. We have our arpeggio. Kim saying the piano is growing on air. Good. And look, we can change instrument. That's the thing. We can try it with a different instrument if we want to. And then at this part, it kicks in with its thirds.
Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out.
And keep in mind that this is probably going to be even lower in the mix. I'm sort of accentuating it here so you can hear it while I record it, while we get it in there. But I think it's going to go down in the mix as we get further on. So where are we at here? Right, what have we got? We've got acoustic guitar. Now, we've only got one acoustic guitar. When we record this in outside of the demo version, we're probably going to do it twice. We're going to get it a little bit lower than this because I still think that the acoustic guitar has a little bit too much on it. But for the time being, what we can do, just for the demo, yep, just bring a little bit more of that top end off of it. So it's okay. But what that'll probably be is two guitars. And I still haven't decided whether I'm going to record in with just the pickup on my guitar, like I was planning to do, because it's so much easier, or whether we're going to mic up the guitar. I don't really want to do stereo miking, but maybe it would be fun to do stereo. Do we do it? Should we do stereo miking? I'll finish off the poll here. And then I fear the answer to this, but I'll put up another poll to say, do I stereo mic my acoustic and do it a bit of a experimental thing there, or do I just record it in the easy way? Do you want Pete to suffer and go hard, or do you want it to be easy for me? By the way, if you haven't answered the poll and you're here live, do answer the poll. I've just given it's a 4-face kind of way of how you're feeling with your Songtember so far, and I'd be keen to know how you're tracking. All right, the lead vocals, which we recorded yesterday using the iRig Pro Duo I/O as well, are pretty good, but again, just a little bit hot. So I've learnt that we had it dialed into about 5. I probably think we need it in at about 4 because
we're all just a work in progress.
A little bit crispy, right?
Nobody's got it figured out.
Not
Yes,
bad,
we're all
but just a little bit crispy.
A work in progress. No.
Phil's already going with using the stereo. Yeah, I haven't pulled out. I've got a matching pair of mics that are they're technically overhead mics for drums, but they're just nice little dynamic, little chunky AKG dynamic mics, and they work really well as a matched pair for stereo guitar recording. And I haven't recorded a stereo guitar in forever, so maybe I'll do it. Oh, you're making life difficult for me, folks. So we've got that there. The bass I'm reasonably happy with, actually. I was listening to the bass yesterday. Oh, that's right. The bass, I've left the bass out of this section, but it comes in here at the start.
Not everything will go to plan.
I think I like it. I think I've kept it simple, and I always overdo my bass. So I think that's pretty good. The vocal harmonies. So here's my thoughts on the vocal harmonies. I like them. There's one that sort of stands out that I'm just not sure about. I'll see if I can find it.
We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it.
These ones are okay.
No one is perfect. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time.
And I think that the problem is that I like the second way I did it, but not the first. So let's just fix that now. Again, we're in the demo process, so we can chop and change, and we can re-record these afterwards if we need to. So delete that one out of there, and bring this version over to here. And let's just see if this is going to work.
They'll see what you are, because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured.
Yep, so we'll do that, and then what we'll do is we'll just loop out. Where does it come in again?
Nobody's got it figured out. With what we...
All right, so it needs to go there. So we'll just bring that there, and all we need to do, and look, as you saw before, I'm not a fan of the copy paste, but if it's backing vocals and it's got to do exactly the same thing, yeah, not too bad. Phil's saying I say stereo because I love that sound and I do it a lot myself. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted. I haven't recorded a stereo pair of acoustic guitar for a long time, and it would make a cool video to show you how to do it too. So there's that.
You shine and they'll see what you are, because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured.
Yeah, that's better. We all still learn. Didn't sound good, but with it that way around, it's good. Okay, now we'll just come down here and make sure that
Trust in yourself.
Yeah, I like that one.
And you will see you're not alone.
Happy with that build up.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it.
So, these gang vocals, this was a question I had for you. I'm sorry, I've got a lot of questions here today. Do these, for this ending, do they go, we're all just a work in progress, nobody's got it figured out, do the nobody's got it figured out? It just seems a bit empty. Listen to this final chorus with me and tell me whether when I put the call out for everyone to do gang vocals on this, do I do this as, we're all just a work in progress, we're all just a work in progress, or we're all just a work in progress, nobody's got it figured out, we're all just... Let me know. So here it is in its current form.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time and room to grow. That we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
That second half, that's where I think it might need it. So maybe I've answered my own question. Maybe the first half, the first four are just, we're all just a work in progress, blank. And then the second four with the gang vocals are, we're all just a work in progress, nobody's got it figured out. What do you think? Yeah, well, because to me, there's just some gaps here where it doesn't really work.
Figured out, work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody figured out.
Yeah, what Phil's saying is it could be too busy. It could be too busy, but try it. What I might do is I'll just get everyone, because I'll get everyone to do like, I don't know, man. Because if I get everyone to do 4 of that, if people want to do the gang vocals, I'll get them to do it both ways maybe, and then we'll pick and choose. Or is that just hedging our bets? Or do we do 4 of it like that, and then 4 of it with the full bit? Phil has a point, but I say give it a try. You know what? We're here. We're recording a demo. We have the technology to plug a microphone in and just bloody try it. So let's do that. So we'll put our mic back in. I wasn't planning to record any vocals or guitar in this video, but we have the technology to do so. So if you missed yesterday and you didn't see this cool little baby, this is the iRig Pro Duo IO, link in the description if you want to check them out and pick one up. They seem to be doing the job pretty nicely here. So we'll plug this one in. Boop. It's set there to 4.5 on the dial for the input dial there. And if we test it, check, 1, 2, 3. I don't think we've changed it at all since we recorded our backing vocals yesterday. So we should be able to come straight back in here and just try this. So what I'm going to do is that we're going to duplicate these 2 out. I'm just waiting for where it says, you're out of tracks, Johns. And I'm going to go, yeah, I knew that. So we'll mute these out. And then we'll record in a couple of takes of where we're going to try this with nobody's got it figured out, like that. Thank you, Jamon Taylor. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your kind words. Peter said, I totally want to help do the gang vocals. Yeah, if you're in for the gang vocals, I think it could be fun. And as Thomas says, you never know till you give it a try. Exactly. So we have unlimited retries. I always say that. Check. 1, 2, 3. Ba, 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 ba. Check. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's coming in on my left here because that's just the way it was set up before. So let's just see what.
Figured out. The work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
We're all okay. We're gonna sing it from here. Ready to go?
Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it figured out. Just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's try that. We'll record it again for the other side like this. And we'll just see. We'll see where it goes.
Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it figured out. Just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out.
So I don't know, but let's find out, shall we? We'll come back here. And let's just listen to this back now without the double up of everything that was going on there. Coming into this last section.
Just a work in progress. Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it figured out. 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 Nobody's got it figured out.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it with the double up. What do you think? Yeah? What we'll do is we'll trim the fat from the first time around, and you'll notice there something cool. Sorry, I realize that I'm not sharing the screen, am I? Let's bring it there. Yeah. You don't need the last one. Yeah. I reckon that too. No, just a work in progress. And then it just stops there. Do you reckon? Yeah? Okay. All right. Let's, we'll just chop this start here and we'll get rid of these. Because again, non-destructive editing means these can come back if we want them to in the future. What I mean by that is that if we delete there and we delete there, As long as we've got some of that audio, we can just magically bring it back in the future. And the thing I was going to say there is, did you notice? And this is actually pretty cool. I don't think I even knew this because I forgot to give myself a lead in. I recorded from there and there. And what's the problem with doing that? Well, it cut off because it's just got this.
Oh, just a work in progress.
Right? But if you come back here, look at this. It's recording in that count in. I never knew that it recorded during the count in, but that's super smart. It means that it's not going to...
Oh, just a work in progress.
Right?
Nobody's
Hello, the Jammer Man. Yeah, the clutter in the thumbnail. I deliberately put that in because I'm like, I had this nice like background, and then I'm like, that's not real. That's not what it looks like in our audio caves. It looks like what it was. So yeah, who knew that actually did that? I didn't, because I'd always just made sure I recorded from a bar beforehand. But now I know that even if you're playing, and this is going to be great for guitar parts, if you're playing a guitar chord, just set it up from where you need it, and brum, you'll be in like Flynn. I like it. Okay, so now we can actually bring these ones. We can unmute those, and now we've got our gang vocals going through. We must be bloody close to 32 tracks here now. I think because I keep deleting tracks. Speaking of deleting tracks, what haven't we done? Backed up. All right, let's do that. Come out of here. So we're at number 8. I know, we're going fast. We're getting fast up here. So we're going to duplicate this out. Now again, I know that we've got like, each one of these is now over 200 megabytes of file. So if you get to this point and you don't have a bunch of space, the storage space, just go ahead and start removing your earlier ones. Like there's very little chance I'm going to need to go back and grab a track from number 1, 2, 3, or 4 that I will now need. So you can go back and do that. But for now, we're into number 9. Number 9, burp. Number 9, burp. Number 9, burp. Speaking of burp, I'm going to have a drink. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's a great feature. I remember figuring that out. Yeah, and it just goes to show, I've been using GarageBand for 6 years, almost exclusively to record and to create music, and I didn't know that. So you learn things with trial and error, just doing things. And the more you use it, the more you know, the more you learn. All right. The last couple of things we have down here, we just need to re-explore this pad idea. What the heck was this? This was what we wanted strings for. Peter, this is your Hollywood strings, my friend. So this is what I think the strings are going to work with. So we're going to just put it directly under here. We will hit the plus button. And like you and like many other folks, here in GarageBand, I don't use the strings. I use the Hollywood strings. They sound better. Yeah, they're not going to sound exactly like strings, but they sound more like strings than strings. I just got to remember where they are. Nope, where are they? They're not in Alchemy, are they? Hollywood string. They're under synth pads, I think. There they are, the Hollywood strings. Don't you think they just sound better? Phil's going Mellotron. Yeah, Mellotron sound would be kind of cool. Hello, Russ. How you doing? Hope you're well. Let's see if this is going to work, because this is our pad idea that we had for the verses, I think, or is it the chorus? Oh, we're still muted.
Not everything will go.
Yeah, totally. The flutes on the Mellotron are awesome. There's isn't there a new one in that Mark Ronson pack that's like a Mellotron flutes that's like the sounds just like that Beatles tune? Russ walks in the room and I start talking about the Beatles immediately. Love it. All right, so we'll come back to these Hollywood strings and we'll play this in. So it's just going to do a very simple A, E, F, D, like that. Sounds like REM a bit. Yeah, a few folks have been saying it's sounding a bit like REM. Yeah, you're probably right. I'll leave it on this view just because all you'll see is that view in the iPad anyway, which you can kind of see here. So you can see a little bit more of the setup here. So we'll record this in.
Figured out. Nobody's knowing all they can. Not everything will go to plan. You might be set up just need a helping hand, because we're all just a work in progress.
All right. This way we've got different things. So we've got the strings in the verses and the pianos in the chori. Chori is plural of chorus, right?
Nobody's knowing all they can. Not everything will go to plan.
Cool. So we're going to use that one, and we'll use the same in the second verse, but we'll do what we did before, and we'll melody it up. We'll give it. We might even do the fifth this time around, just to give it a different kind of feel. So I'm just going to copy this one, and we'll go to our second verse, which is here on E, and we'll paste on in. Are you having fun? If you're having fun, hit the thumbs up, because I like doing this. I love seeing other people doing this. Yeah, Strawberry Fields Forever was a Beatles song. I love seeing people's process, because I always learn something. You're not going to do everything the way I do it, and I wouldn't expect you to. But there'll be something that you see here, like watching these sort of videos, and you're like, oh, and a light bulb will go off in your head, and you'll be like, oh, I never thought of doing that thing that way, and then it's going to help your production. Every time I watch someone else, Joe Gilder or Graham Cochran or Mike over at Creative Source or Jade Starr, I get the same things. You get these inspirations. And even watching some of your videos, watching like Gregory and I saw Darren Anderson is doing one, you're just learning stuff from different people, and it's super cool. All right, so we've got this one here, doing it in the second verse here.
When everything just feels so hard.
So what are we going to play along with this? So we'll just come in here and we'll write a part real quick here. So we'll do this and... Maybe we do that. La, 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 la. Do you reckon? Let's try it. We'll bring you back over here so you can see the... Not that you can see what I'm playing, because I'm playing it on the MIDI keyboard. How do you get rid of that delay in the pads? Peter's got a question. Really good question. What you do, Peter, is it's the attack and the release. And that's actually a good point. I've got the attack. If you put the attack right down to 0... But I actually don't mind that little bit of delay here with these ones, because they're a pad. But if you want your pad to be right on, just turn your attack to 0. That means that as soon as you hit the key, it plays the sound. So, but good question and good thing to cover off on there. So let's just see. This is still soloed, so I'll just see if this works. I think we're just going to go with a simple E, G, A, F, which will create a nice fifth chord there. Because we used the third harmonies a lot in this already. So we're down there on the A, so we're going to be up in the E. Yeah, I like that. Let's just record it in and see if it works. 3, 4, 4. Oh, what did we do? What was our trap for young players? It was that we didn't turn our merge recordings on. Of course it was. So we go to our track settings, we go to our recording, we go to merge recordings, and we turn it on. This means we can now record on the same track more notes, because we might as well. No need for a new track when you're recording with the same instrument. All right. There, you know what to do. Right? I think that might work in there. Let's bring it back in with the mix and see how it sounds as a bit of a pad for the second verse. All right.
When everything just feels so hard, you need to strive and you'll go far. It's hard to grow up.
You know what? Now that Peter's mentioned it, we need to adjust the attack on these. Now, I don't think we can actually edit it. I think or can we? I think if we change, yeah, we can, because the MIDI notes are actually hitting right on the right spot. We just need to change the attack. So we should be able to just go into our instrument here and turn the attack down, and it should actually hit straight on.
When everything just feels so hard, you need...
They're just hitting a little bit late. We may need... I did play them in kind of manually there, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to quantize. Don't tell anyone that we're quantizing, but we're going to quantize. Okay. So we're going to quantize, because they're just right on the notes, and they're really just on quarter notes. But if we quantize to the 8th note, it'll usually be a little bit more subtle, and hopefully it'll sound all right. Let's find out.
When everything just feels so hard, you need to strive and you'll go far. It's hard to grow up, but if you show up...
And there's nothing wrong with quantization. It's a good thing to use. But if you were really going, oh, one mustn't use quantization, it's like cheating. I think it's literally just part of this sound, because this is coming right on there. I think if I wanted to, I'd have to adjust it and play them early, because you can see that they're right on there. But the thing is, I'm bringing this way up in the mix. This will be sitting underneath, so it'll actually be okay.
When everything just feels so hard, drive and you'll go far. It's hard to...
I'm not super convinced with that second the second note in there, but we'll play around with it, because the first time around,
nobody's knowing all they can. Not every...
So maybe we just literally use the same one in the second verse, because we do also in the second verse we have the what is it called? Losing my mind. We have the harmony already on the vocals, so maybe we don't need harmony on the strings as well. But we can just edit that afterwards, because don't forget, even though we've added that in there, we could just come in here and edit it and remove any of the notes that we don't want. If we don't want those top notes, we could just literally go and delete them, and they're gone. So we'll leave them there for now, and we'll play around with that as we go later. Hello, Desolate Morning. Thank you for being here. Who haven't I said g'day to? Oh, you know what we haven't done? We haven't closed off the view. The poll. So let me just jump over. We'll jump over the poll. No, we'll jump over to the poll. Let's just see how everyone's tracking with their... We'll end the poll here. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the poll, and you'll see the poll results pop up in a moment. If you're watching elsewhere, I'll let you know what the poll was. So, 34 people have voted. 64% of you are happy. 20% of you are pretty happy. That's good. That's an 84% happiness quotient. 8% of you are okay, and 5% of you are no. So for the 13% of you that are struggling, what's your struggle and how can we help? That's what I'm going to ask you here. So in the second half of this video, what's your struggle? How can we help? Because you got your community right here. We're all here live for you. So if you're still here and you are struggling, let us know. What can we do to help you out? Because caring is sharing, and Sharon is Karen. No, the other way around, isn't it? Sharing is caring, Sharon is Karen. All right, I'm just going to save out of this one now. And we're here in version 9. So I know you can't see that yet. Gary says, I would have voted number 2 had I been able to see the options. Was it a bit hard on the phone? A lot of us couldn't see the options. Really? Oh, that's weird. I don't know what's going on with that. The polls are a kind of a beta kind of measure, so maybe they weren't working there. So that could be a thing. All right, just going to remove that microphone. So drums, please. Now I'm going to use the drummer to create a drum track here, but I'm probably going to replace it. And when I say replace it, I'm probably going to ask Jade Star if she has the time and the inclination to program some drums for me. Because she's much better at it than I am. And you got to play to your strengths, right? I'll be helping, like I helped yesterday, I helped Carlito out with some acoustic guitar. We'll be helping Joe and Barry out with some bass today. And other people have said that they're better at other things for me. Quick question, why aren't you using Ravenscroft for the piano? Good question. When I do a demo, Peter, I normally use as much stock as possible. You'll notice I haven't put wider on here. I haven't used shimmer. I haven't used any other external plugins. Reason being is that while I'm bouncing it around between my phone and my iPad and sharing with other people, I keep it as simple as possible. When we get to the mixing stage, if I'm like, hey, that piano tone would sound way better with Ravenscroft, which it probably will, I'll probably flick it over and add Ravenscroft. That's why I like AUV3 plugins, because I like the flexibility of being able to do that later. So That's it. Accidentally did the top one. Yeah, it sounds like there was a few issues with the poll there. Mark says, Sharon is Karen. That's what it says on my t-shirt. Got it today. Awesome. There you go. Yeah, if you want to be like cool people like Thomas and like Mark, and you want to rock some Studio Live Today merch, as well as the gear guide there, you can go to Studio Live Today. We'll just go there, studiolivetoday.com/merch. And you can check out the merch store because we have a whole bunch of stuff there. You've got your classic Studio Live Today t-shirts and hoodies and mugs. And then you've got the slightly unique Sharon is Karen. Now, it is more expensive because that's the premium tee versus the classic tee. I'm thinking of switching these to the premium tee too, because the classic tees, they do fade a bit quicker. So they're cheaper, but they fade a bit quicker. You got the rainbow logo there. You got the Brad Example designed Practice Makes Progress tee. And then you've got the YML. So if you're a fan of Your Music Live, you should be drinking your coffee like Mark does from your own exclusive Studio Live Today YML Sharon is Karen mug or t-shirt, or why not get both. So thank you again for everyone for supporting the channel and supporting what we do here. If you're having fun, once again, I know I ask you this a lot, and there you go. You can get your Sharon is Karen t-shirt there. If you're having fun, at the risk of being a YouTuber, which is a word that I don't like, it's a four-letter word to me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell on YouTube to turn on. No, don't do that. Don't turn on notifications. They distract you from your recording. I don't want you in the middle of a face-melting guitar solo and have your phone go, bing, Pete Johns just released a video, you better go and watch it. No, do your recording and then every day just set a reminder to say, check Pete Johns' channel. So I'm saying still watch all the videos, but notifications are not your friend. Do you voluntarily give help to others, or is that for friends or patrons? Generally, I would love to help everyone, but I just don't have the time or the energy to, because this is I am running a business, even though this is a community month. In Songtember, I tend to help more people out, and I don't tend to charge them for it when it's quick little things. So if it's throwing a track on here or there, and especially if I can do a double duty on that, I can then I can help out a bit more. So the reason I helped Carlito yesterday is he agreed for me to do it right here on the show, which means I can show other people, means I can create a video about it, and the same with Joe and Barry, who have asked me to do some. I think I haven't read the email yet. We'll do that in a bit. But first, we got to look at drums. So let's come in here and we're going to not look at my merch. We're going to look at this, and we're going to look at this drummer track, because what we need to do is we need to split this up and put a little bit of variation into this. Now, before we do this, we need to we're going to leave this one as our metronome, because we want that to stay there as a very basic straight up metronome. And in fact, we can bring this and put it right back to the start here, because we want that to be the whole thing. There you go. So what we'll do is we'll duplicate this one out so that we can use basically the same drummer and the same kind of feel there, and then we'll start adding some drums. So we'll tap on this drummer icon here, and we'll tap create to create a new drum. Now this is where I don't like the way GarageBand does this. It gives us Darcy like that. So in fact, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to copy over from what we already had, because I don't like the way it does all these little chunks that are nothing to do with my sections. I've already told you my sections, GarageBand, so we're going to do this differently. We're going to duplicate our Darcy, but instead we're just going to copy and paste the original OG Darcy that we'd already set up down to here. So we know we're starting with something. We'll then delete out these couple and delete. And then let's get started. I actually like doing this. I know the drummer is not the greatest drummer in the world, but it's pretty cool in terms of being able to, if you are like me and you are drumming challenged, it's a good way to get yourself started with this. So we're just going to move this one here, and we're going to rename it. That's what I was about to do. I'm like, why did I do that? I was going to rename it. So this one is going to be our drums, D-R-U-M-S. And we're good to go. The other thing I'll mention is, make sure you join the Create, Record, Release Facebook group. Thomas, if you're around and you want to throw the link to that one, it's just createrecordrelease.com. That'll take you straight to the Facebook group. There's a lot of folks that are already doing collaborations there, so there's nearly 1,000 people there. There's going to be someone that will want to work with you in some way, shape, or form. So start collaborating, because some of the best songs that we've heard in the last couple of years have come out of some of the cool collaborations that have gone on there. Right, now we don't want our drums to start until we hit this, because if you recall, the idea of this song so far is
because we're all just
to be stripped down.
Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
So I think we need a half a jump there of all right, we'll just do this. So we'll bring that there because that's going to be from there to there. What we need is, I think, we just need a little bit of a fill in there coming into this. So let's just see if we can use the drummer and put a little fill in there. So the reason I'm going to paste it over here is just so that I can small it enough to bring it over here. And this is the key with using the GarageBand drummer, is to compartmentalize and use these different sections to try and harness it, because you won't always have complete control. It's kind of like a real drummer in the real world. You can tell them what to do, but they're not going to do exactly what you tell them to do at any given time. So, and I kind of like that because I don't really want to have to learn stuff. So what we'll do is we'll pump the fills up on this one. It's got follow, and it's following. Oh, this is what we need to do. We need to change this to follow the new bass guitar that we've recorded. Oh, which it is. Okay, that's cool. So it's following the bass guitar. That's fine. So let's just see what Darcy's decided to do here.
Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody.
So I think we only need a quarter of a bar, just like a bit of butter. So let's just see if we go to the quarter bar, what should we do? Yeah, that's okay. But if you keep adjusting the fill, see how it'll just change to some different type of fill each time? That's not bad. What if we bring it down to here? That's pretty cool. And this is why I use the drummer, because I couldn't program that fill. It would have taken me weeks to try and do that. But
nobody's knowing all they can. Not everything will go to plan. You might be set up, or you might get fed up. Maybe just need a helping hand, because we're all
cool. So that's right to there, and then this is where, again, I'm going to split it out, because again we can add fills, but I want it to be very simple through there. So I've got fills at 0, but then I want this to be a fill. So all we need to do is split it and then fill it, and then it should
helping hand, because we're all.
Yeah, so it's not bad, but maybe we'll just try and get something different. And again, you can change around. So if we go to like the toms, it might give us like a tom. It doesn't always follow with the fills exactly what you put there, but it's worth it.
Because we're all
not bad. Let's just go nuts. Go up to here, and we'll go back onto the cymbals.
Because we're all.
Yeah, no, I'm not liking any of these fills that it's coming up with. I know I could like program it myself or do more, but
because we're all.
Maybe we need a break. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we just need to do like this.
Because we're all.
Or even smaller. Maybe just even that. So like.
Because we're all.
Like that.
Because we're all.
No, it definitely needs a bit more. And it gets fiddly, I know. It's not the funnest thing to do, playing around with the drummer, but it's interesting, right? Let's just see what we get. We won't be too.
Because we're all just.
All right, we'll go with that for now, and we can tweak it again as we go through. So now we just need to go back to our regular drums. So we're going to copy that one and bring it here and put it in place. Paste. The other thing that I didn't play around with is you can also move like your cymbals. So maybe that's something that we'll do. Let's just move the cymbals to that one and see if that gives us something different.
Because we're all just the work.
That's not bad. And it came in and then again we can change some of this. So what we'll do is we'll probably make it slightly more complex, so it just adds a few extra beats in here with our choruses.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work.
Hear how we've got more of that shuffle beat in there, because we've got a few of them more of those ghost notes. And it's up on the ride cymbal there. I like it. I think that's about what we're looking for.
Nobody's got.
Except this is going to get interesting. So how we how we program it in here, because we kind of need it to just go ch, ch, and this is where using just the drummer and not drums gets a little challenging.
About that we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got
So what we want to do is we want it to just be that first beat there. So we want it to go.
just a work in progress. Nobody's got it. Nobody's got.
So let's see if we can do this. This will be fun. All right, we're just going to copy and paste this in here to just create a little bit. And remember, whilst this will probably just be a stand-in drums, it gives you an idea. And when you're doing a demo, drummer is great because in about 20 minutes, we're probably going to be able to create something here that will be really good.
Oh, just a work in progress. Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it figured out. Whenever.
All right, so why has it got nothing in this one? Let's come back in here, edit, because we've got no fills. That's why it's like, we're not doing anything. But if we add some fills, Darcy, why are you not doing anything, son? There we go. Somebody's just going to wake her up. What? Why would you not play anything there? If I don't... She's just resting, look.
Progress. Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it figured.
There you go. It's like got some in there.
Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it figured out.
This is where when we just want the one hit, it's not going to give it to us. No. Do we need to just go to symbol? No. She doesn't want to play. Do we turn off the follow for that? If we don't follow, what will she do? No. Turn the follow back on. Yeah, this is showing the limitations of some of this stuff. Darcy does say no, Thomas.
Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it figured out.
I might just do that. Just have the little break there and then go through to there. Let's just see what this sounds like.
Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it figured out.
Well, it sounded like she was going to do a cool fill there. Will she still do the same cool fill? She'll probably change.
Figured out.
That was all a little bit intense. We'll just bring it down a little bit. See what fill she changes to there.
Nobody's got it figured out.
Yeah, I don't mind that transition. So then what we're going to do is we can bring back. So now that we know that that's our chorus and our verse, it gets a little bit easier here because we're just going to use the same verse here, copy it, and paste it down into our second section. But this time around, we're going to let Darcy have a little bit more freedom with her fills. So we'll probably go halfway through the verse the first time around, just so that we can control the fills. Is Darcy a boy or a girl? I believe she is a girl.
Out. When everything just feels so hard, you need to strive and you'll go far. It's hard to.
Yeah, that's cool because that's a very simple sort of fill there. And we'll come back to here. And yeah, so this is again, if Jade does do the drums on this will give her a guide track for kind of what I'm thinking in terms of the feel for it. And then she'll do something completely different. And then I'll not like it, and then I'll listen to it again, and I will like it because that's how we roll. So let's just listen to this from the transition point here.
Everybody's got it figured out. When everything just feels so hard, you need to strive and you'll go far. It's hard to grow
Cool, that's
up,
good.
but if you show up, you'll shine and they'll see what you are. Because we're all just.
All right, so that time we need a different fill. So what we'll try and do the, well, what am I doing? We'll try and do the force fill. Which means we just clip it down to there. We'll then just copy and paste in there. Because that, if you do it this way, we can actually just say that bit is all no fill, and then this is the only bit where we're going to allow you to fill, but then we let you go nuts. So let's just see what this does, because we've got that little fill there.
It's hard to grow up, but if you show up, you'll shine and they'll see what you are. Because we're all just.
Oh, I don't mind the okay. Into the second chorus. Yeah. Orkily dorkily. Do I say yeah too much? Yeah. My wife says I do it. I think she's right. Speaking of my wife, tune in around about this time tomorrow because we've got a very special Ask Me Anything, which is Ask My Wife Anything. So if you've ever wanted to know the true dark secrets behind what it's like hanging out with me, my non-on-camera persona, then maybe you'll get to learn a few things. And PG-13, by the way, just so you know. Let's post this one in here, and I'm going to put the chat on only for subscribers again, because if you saw last week on the happy hour, we had some visitors that came in and made some really horrible comments, and I'm like, nope, not on my watch, and especially not with my family around. So we'll continue on. My wife and I actually did a series a while ago, like when I was first started the channel, probably about 3 years ago. So if you go back, I'll find them in a minute and put them up there. But we did sort of some explainer videos that actually still hold up okay, like some compression explainers and EQ explainers and things like that. So yeah, you might want to check those out, or you might not.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out yet. We're all.
Okay, so for this verse, we want it to be varied. So again, if we go in and edit, we're going to vary it up here. So let's try a different symbol, shall we? Let's see if we put the symbols back to 1.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out yet. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it.
No, I like either the 1 or the 3 on the symbols. We'll go with the 3, but this time we'll just give Darcy some poetic license to do some fills, shall we?
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out yet. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time and room to grow, as we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it.
So this time we need her to continue on to there. So
nobody's got it figured out.
I don't like that fill at all. So goodbye. We'll just go down to here. By the way, what happened to the electric guitar that we were going to put in this track? I just realized that. We've replaced it with piano and strings. Geez, unpredictable. We were going to do like a brick. We were going to make it like sort of reggae sound. Just goes to show, sometimes you write the song, sometimes the song writes itself, and you're just there for the ride. Let's just listen to what.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out yet. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time and room to grow, as we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
Yeah, I don't mind that. And maybe we just bring it there. Do we have any drums at all through this next section, or do we just...
Nobody's got it figured out. The shame and pain you
Or do we just like go with a... I think we just need a hi-hat in this section, don't you? So we don't need the same verse stuff we had before. Yeah, Phil's saying, I forgot about the reggae part. I think we're beyond that at this point. I think so, a little bit. Does your wife use GarageBand? She does not. She does sing, and she does have a musical and theatre background. So we'll grill her on that. No, we won't really. But yeah, I'll get it to let you know a little bit about what she's done musically, because she's one of the reasons that we hang out is that she likes good music. I think if she didn't like good music, I'm not sure we ever would have come together, because it's important. Well, what did I just do? It's important to have interests in common, in my opinion. All right, let's go to our verse, this one here again, and copy it over again, just so that for our demo, we just want to be able to have some nice tracks here. So where are we at? Okay, yep, we're cool. We just need to do a little bit of mixing. So let's just...
Get out.
So what we're going to do is edit this one and just make this really, 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 really simple. So we're going to go super simple. We're just going to get it off there, and we're literally just going to be on the hi-hat here. And let's just see if Darcy can do this for us.
The shame and pain.
Why did that change? I didn't change that, did I? What am I doing here? Undo, 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 undo. It was a different thing, wasn't it? Yeah. So once I added this, it went different. All right. We'll just we'll delete that. We'll go back to there.
Got it figured out.
Yeah, we might just have to add in a separate individual crash there. Or maybe it'll start with a crash. If we go simple, is it going to give us a crash at the start there? No, but it might just have to.
The shame and pain you feel inside, perfection.
Yeah, something like that.
Is why you hide.
That's not bad, is it? That'll do for the time being. We want something along those lines. And then just sort of bring it up a little bit. Copy it there. Boo, 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 and paste it there. And then here we'll just make it a little bit more complex as we come into this.
Hide, trust in yourself, and you will see you're not a
No, we need it to be more of this sort of thing here.
hide, trust in yourself, and you will see you're not alone.
All right. Let's just see if we put it there and we put the fills up, is it going to like bring us right to the point where
You're not alone. Because
yeah. So there, like that.
Because we're all just a work in progress.
All right, and then we're back to our chorus. So this is where we just bring the big chorus drums back in nice and big. So that'll be these ones. Yep. So we'll copy that. And then we can pretty much just let Darcy go nuts and do her thing at the end here. So we'll paste in there. And then we go, take out the snare. Yeah, maybe take out the snare. Good point. Let's do that. If we take it out for both sections, we get...
You feel inside perfectionist.
Maybe even take out the kick.
You hide, trust in yourself, and you will see you're not alone. Because we're all just a work in progress.
All right, and then we'll just we'll go through to the end here.
Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. But what we know, we all have time and room to grow. That we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out.
So this is where the end comes in, where we need it to kind of go like... This is where having Jay do some actual drums where she can do a ch-ch, is going to work better. And you should turn the drummer to MIDI. Yeah, probably. If I was going to take more time with this, I probably would. This is very much the demo version, just to get an idea and a feel for what drums could be like. And then, as I say, we'll probably get Jay to do them for us. So let's just see where it needs to stop.
Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out.
This bit's going to get super tricky to do. We're going to try it. It's not really designed for doing this sort of intricate stuff, the drummer. But we'll just bring it in here, and we'll just see if we can just play the bits, because we kind of just want it to go da 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 da.
Nobody's got it figured out.
See now she's finished on a snare. What if we bring it back a little bit? No, you really want to finish? Oh, there you go. Did you finish with the crash now?
Nobody's got it figured out.
Big. Come on, Darcy. You can do this. We did the little chunk there. Oh, now she's playing nothing. She sticks down. All right, what are we going to do here? Yeah, we're not going to do it. So what we'll do, we'll retreat from this and we'll just let it go, and just where it needs to actually end. Hopefully, it just ends.
Nobody's got it figured out.
Yeah, there we go. That'll do it. All right. I think we're in the ballpark here of this. So what I tend to do here now is grab our drummer track, a little compression, because I've had to sort of turn it up there. But if we compress to the right level here, so we'll just bring the drummer in here to where it's doing its thing. A little compression. That should be sitting there.
Figured out when everything just feels so hard. You need to strive and you'll go far. It's hard to grow up, but if you shine and they'll see what you are. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress.
All right. We're in the ballpark of what we wanted. It's definitely better than just the metronome where it was the exact same thing all the way through. We're getting a feel for where the gaps are and where the fills need to be and what needs to go on there. The fills, no pun intended, fill. This is lucky Phil. For that fill, you should make it pan back and forth. Yeah, so the drummer does kind of naturally pan with the drums. It's a stereo track, like most things in GarageBand. Even when you don't want it to be stereo, they're stereo. So there's that. So that is where we're at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this through. We're going to do a little mixing now. So memo to Pete, this is the mixing section. So we're going to do a tiny bit of mixing for about 5 or 10 minutes just to get this to its demo stage. Because the goal today, which I think we've fulfilled, is to get this to demo status. Remember, it is the 9th of September. Next week, so we've got a big weekend of shows coming up. Next week, we need to crack on with some more of the recording. A lot of this stuff will go into the final version, things like the keys there and a lot of the backing vocals, but we will need to record the guitar and the vocals again, or probably a couple of times to double and triple them, and we will need to add some flavor and some other things. But it'll be mainly focused on the mixing and the mastering, so that by the end of next week, we're in a position where we can have a final release. And then we can talk about album art. We can talk about using DistroKid to release it. And we can talk about promoting music, because it's something that I don't really do that well. There you go. If I were interested in sending you a project and said, do whatever you want, would you do anything? It would be tough for me, because unless you tell me what you want, as you probably can tell, I'm pretty low on time. So, yeah, if you say do anything with it, I would not know what to do. It's kind of that thing, like work will expand to fill the amount of time you have. And if you said do anything and spend as much time, I probably would. And I've got into trouble doing that before because I bite off more than I can chew. So, but yeah, I recommend, joining the communities. Like I say, join Create, Record, Release. Become a patron if you're not already. It's only $1 per month, and you can support the channel and get access to a whole bunch of a community of really cool people. The Cookie says, I've thought about buying Mac and using Logic, but now I feel like I could never switch from GarageBand. The limitations are there, but it just makes it more fun. I kind of agree with that. I'm thinking of putting this over into GarageBand Mac to do the mixing when we get to that point, or maybe even to try and add in some other things. Someone also said to me that the drums, like the drummer, the auto drum, it's called something else, I think, that there's other drum options in GarageBand Mac that are really cool. So maybe that's something that I explore next week as well. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it takes us. You've got to have a bit of a plan and some goals and some targets, but I also want to see where we go. So let's go back in here. We've saved it out. We're going to come back into version 9. Yes, there you go. There's the Create, Record, Release Facebook group. Christopher Rossi, been watching away from the desk. Absolutely helpful. Awesomely helpful tonight, and the song has sounded great. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. And yeah, join the Create, Record, Release group if you're interested in doing that. And join me on Patreon if you're there. Gary's asking, a plan? We're supposed to have plans now? No one told me this. All right, I'm going to come in here and we're going to play this. I might stop it a few times, but I'm just going to start tweaking some of the balances and some of the things here, and we'll see how we go. So let's take a listen, shall we?
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. All they can Not everything will go to plan. You might be set up, or you might get fed up. Maybe just need a hand. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We all have doubt and things to know and learn about. That we're all just nobody's got it figured out. When everything just feels so, you need to strive and you'll go far. It's hard to grow up, but if you show up, you'll shine.
Ross.
And they'll see what you are.
Happy birthday, Boxing Day, mate.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yet we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We what we know, we all have time and room to grow. As we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. The shame and pain you feel inside, perfection.
Yuck. Darcy, it can't be open there. It's got to be, we need some closed hi-hat going on there. Is that going to close it off?
The shame and pain you feel inside.
There we go.
Perfectionist is why you hide. Trust in yourself, and you will see you're not alone. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. And what we know, we all have time and room to grow. That we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. 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 Nobody's got it figured out.
Kim had a question there. What kind of harmony is that in the verse? So the second verse there, I believe it's the third that I sing there. Let's just come back to that one. Second verse harmony line.
When everything just feels so hard, you need to strive and you'll go far. It's hard to grow up, but if you show up.
It's the fifth, isn't it? Hang on. I should know that. Let's just go to the piano and see if we can determine out. So it's what? No, it's a third. Yep, it's a third. It took me a while, didn't it? Alrighty. So I think that's come together all right. So the next thing I'll be doing is I'll be releasing this one as a demo here on the channel. So the next video you see from me will be a screen recording version of this one. Which I shared a version of it yesterday on the GarageBand users group, but I'm going to trim some of the fat from this, some of the things that we don't need in there anymore now that we're at this point, and like some of these ideas here. Did we cover all these? We've got that pad harmony idea. I think I already did that, didn't I? Yeah, I did that with the second half of the strings already, so I'm going to get rid of that. Goodbye. And what was this lead guitar idea? Crud, I forgot about these. Hang on. No, we already did that, didn't we? Do you reckon we need electric guitar in this? Or like a lead acoustic guitar bit? I'm not sure. I'll leave it there. And we also forgot our little crosswalk samples. Is this still going to work in here with this boop, boop? Oh, let's find out.
Figured out when everything just feels so hard.
I don't know. I like the idea of the sampled crosswalks, but I don't know if it works there now. It's kind of funny.
Everybody's got it figured out when everything.
Pop, pop. I might just bury it in there just for fun. All right. Cool. Where we need to be with this one. So I'm going to close out of this one. Electric lead maybe in the final. Yeah, maybe. Well, let's play with it next week, shall we? Any good free virtual piano sounds to use with GarageBand? I don't really dig the stock sound, but I want an acoustic feel. You know what? If you haven't explored, we'll answer this one question and then we'll jump in and I'll see. Do we have time to do some bass for Barry and Glenn? Barry and Glenn. Barry and Joe Glenn, I think we do. So if we come over here. So the classic Grand is actually a better sound than the regular one, in my opinion, than the regular keyboard, which, there's so many in here, I can never find them anymore. What's the regular one called? Anyway, it's better than the regular piano, I believe. But if you haven't downloaded all these new packs, there's actually some pretty sweet piano sounds in some of these ones. What was the one that I liked that was there's some other acoustic-y piano sounds. Just the regular grand piano. See, I don't like that. The regular grand piano sounds a bit clunky to me. But if you go with the classical grand, just for comparison, it's a lot nicer sounding, in my view. There was one that I really dug that was in one of these ones. Wasn't this one? It wasn't the worn tape. No. Was it the Tom Misch that had it, or the Oakfield? Was it this one? That one's a cool sort of honky-tonk style piano, and this one is pretty cool as well. That one's terrible. So there are other options there. We better put this back to the classical, or I'm going to get super confused. Classical grand. There you go. So, and if you really want the best of the piano sounds, Ravenscroft 275 is the way to go, in my opinion. All right. Something to try on a future stream. We're going to have some more time, I think so. Hello, Whiskered Bope. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here. Yeah, the ping pong, the crosswalk. Yeah, bump, bunk. You could just have bump, bump. I think they've got to go in there somewhere, don't they? All right. So, that is it. That is done for that one. So let's jump out of there. And if you do have any questions, by the way, we've got 20 minutes left. So if you do have any questions, just let me know. I'm seeing that my bass guitar is over there. I'm going to jump over here while we're here. And I know if Joe and Barry are still here, did you want me to give this a crack right here, right now? We ended yesterday by trying to do something for someone. And why don't we do this? So Joe says, Jade's offering to do drums. That's cool. So we're taking up your offer for bass. No hurry. We shall be away until the 17th with no there you go. It will be a bit of a rush. Okay, I'm just going to try it now. I'm going to at least download the project, because if you missed us yesterday, we did this yesterday, and I'm going to do the same as what I did. So we're going to go to my Gmail, which I'm not going to show on the screen. There you go. There's Barry. Barry's here. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to download. It's gone into Chrome. Don't go into Chrome. Your browser is not supported, it says. I know it. You know it. Don't open it there. All right, we're going to open the link in Safari. This will go. See you, Mark Bro. Yes, I know we're getting a little bit late here for folks on the East Coast, so no problems if you got to run. We're going to download this project that was sent via mail drop from Joe and Barry. We're downloading the zip file, and if you missed yesterday, by the way, we did this for Carlito, and he did a very nice Spanish song. So I don't know. We've just stumbled into these where we're doing these for other folks. How would I send a project to you? Contact details. Bottom of every single video has all my contact details, my friends. And my email is very much public knowledge. Whether I can guarantee that I'm going to have the time to do anything is another thing. But can't hurt to ask. Just what I say about everything is, yes, never be afraid to ask and never be offended if the answer is no, because I don't have all the time. But feel free to ask. So that's going to download. You can see here it's downloading in there, and it is now done. And there, so it's good. So we can go into this one by tapping on that one, bring us over into our downloads. We'll do what we did yesterday, which is unzip it here, bump, and that's going to unzip the project, and then we'll do what we did again yesterday as well. So we'll tap and hold. We're going to copy that one. We're going to go into my iCloud drive. I've got my collaborations folder, which is starting to fill up again. Haven't collaborated for a while, and we'll create a new folder here, and we'll call it J&B, or J7B, as the case may be. J&B, Joe and Barry Glenn. And we will paste this one in. And there you go. There is our project. Let's open that up, shall we? What do we got here? I love seeing other people's projects and how they work things in here. So we've got this. All right. I'll let you have a listen to it while I go and grab my bass.
Started out as a single cell when the world began, as I hear tell, with just a blob with a primitive brain. Yeah, bottom
I
of
love the vocal in this.
chain.
I've always loved Barry's voice, but in this particular song, it just suits it beautifully. I'm going to plug in to the iRig with my bass.
Slithered out the primordial ooze. We had no feet, we didn't need shoes.
Yeah, no feet.
Evolution is the name of the game.
All right.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. I like it a lot. So let's create a bass track, shall we? Now there's a track here for the clean combo. Is this what is this? Is that that's guitar though? That's not the bass, is it? Yeah, I like it. So let's create ourselves a bass track, shall we? Come in here, new track, and we'll just use the bass amp for the sake of this, because once the audio is in there, then you can do with it as you please. So we are in the bass amps. Now obviously we want something clean here. Maybe something like the soft DI bass just going in here might be good for this one. All right, so we need to, I'll bring you over here. Oh no, I'll leave everything up here. So I'm sure the camera 2 is going to like lose power soon. It'll say yesterday it got to about now and it stopped. Yeah, I agree. Kim says heard this earlier today, and Tom says awesome song, lyrics are brilliant. I agree. I concur, folks. So we're going to come in here. We need to change this channel to input number 2 DOS, which is where it plugged in. And then when we come back out here and turn our monitoring on, there we are. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Da, da. What's that song? Da, 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 da. I don't know. The way you make me feel. Oh, something like that. More cowbell. We were going to have cowbell, weren't we? Ting, ting, ting. Yeah, I think in that final chorus, we need a cowbell on the ones and the threes in my song. Maybe we need to tackle that in the next video, because we've switched gears now. We're playing along with this one. So what I'll do, I think we need our thumbs. Don't you think we need to go thumb? Because pick might be too harsh for the tone of this one. I might have to actually take one for the team and play bass properly with my fingers. This could be rough. So I'm going to turn up the bass track here just so that I can hear myself and you can hear what I'm playing along. It obviously won't be this loud once the final mix is there, but we're just we'll hit record. Let's just play. Might need a bit of metronome.
Started out as a single cell when the world began, as I hear tell, with just a blob with a primitive brain. Yeah, bottom of the food chain.
So I think it's just got to be a pretty simple. Something along those lines, I think, is what it's going to be. Yeah, you could pick when the electric guitar kicks in. Yeah, that might be it. So we'll start mellow, and then we'll go aggressive. And Joe's saying there's going to be whistle and record an intro. Okay, cool. So I don't think we'll need bass at the intro, but I'm going to play through just because you can remove it. Like, it's easier to take something out if you don't want it than to add it back in. So we'll just record here. All right. We'll just record from when Barry comes in that first one. 3, 4,
2. Started out as a single cell when the world began, as I hear tell.
I missed that bit.
But just a blob with a primitive.
I missed that it was just hanging out there. I'm going to turn it up even louder just so that I can hear properly. And I think we need, if I'm playing fingerstyle, I think we need a little bit more gain coming through here. So we'll dial that one up. Go down or up there? What do you reckon? What's the consensus here? Down or up? Do, 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 do. I kind of like the down, especially. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna try the down, and we're just gonna record all the way through, and we'll get a take down because we go 10 minutes technically. I do need to finish up soon, so we'll 1, 2. You know what to do.
Started out as a single cell when the world began, as I hear tell. But just a blob with a primitive brain, at bottom of the food chain.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to go down to the F and the G. So let's just play it back and just make sure it's recording in okay.
Blob with a primitive brain.
So there's the change. So we'll just record from there. Okay, that's what we're going to play with that part.
Primitive brain, at bottom of the food chain. Slithered out the primordial ooze. We had no feet, we didn't need shoes. Evolution is the name of the game. Yeah, bottom of the food chain.
I missed the bottom one again there, so we'll just come back to here. We'll play it from the bit where it was going back into it.
Food chain.
Boo doo doo doo. We'll play it from that bar there, shall we?
Food chain. People evolve, some people change.
All right, now we go down to the F. Whoop, back.
People evolve, some people change, but some people...
Alright, so it hangs out on the F there, and then it goes back to the thing.
People evolve, some people change, but some people, they just stay the same. You're of the latter, let me explain. You're still bottom of the food chain.
Alright, I'm gonna have to try and work out this progression.
People evolve, some people change, but some people, they just stay the same. You're of the latter, let me explain. You're still bottom of the food chain.
Out what's happening here with the with the guitars. It's very cool. This ain't going to be perfect, folks, but you know how to chop and change things, and you can use bits and not use bits, and it'll be fine. It'll be cool. All right. Is Kyle coming off? Is Kyle? Are we not on the grid here? That's okay. I'll just play along. Hang on. There we go. So I've started in that half bar. So now I'm just going to So we've got F, G, A, B flat, A is what Barry's saying here for F, G, A, B flat, A. All right, we'll see if we can play along with this. All right. Okay, it just hangs out on that riff for this bit. Okay, we'll do that. Alright, so that's the bit where it changes again. I reckon we can do this.
People evolve, some people change.
Alright, so this seems to be the bridgy type section. Don't ever put your pick in your mouth, folks.
People evolve, some people...
Alright.
People evolve, some people change, but some people, they just stay the same. You're of the latter, let me...
So we can go there.
People evolve, some people change, but some people, they just stay the same. You're of the latter, let me explain. You're still bottom of the food chain.
Alright, so I like that little change up there. Do do.
People evolve, some people change, but some people, they just stay the same.
Alright, we'll nail this, don't worry.
People evolve, some people change, but some people, they just stay the same. You're of the latter, let me explain. You're still bottom of the food chain.
And then back into the do 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 again. Ba-da-ba.
Pain.
Alright, okay.
Pain. Now you live where it's dark and warm, deep underground, away from harm.
Free from harm.
You only surface when you feel the rain. It's your bottom of the food chain.
I messed up that one a little bit, so we'll do it again.
Pain.
I missed it again. Try it again.
Pain. Now you live where it's dark and warm.
Alright, we'll just do it from that spot. So, where do we record to? There. Get rid of that. Okay.
Live where it's dark and warm.
There we go.
Now you live where it's dark and warm. Deep underground, away from harm.
Free from harm.
You only surface when you feel the rain. It's your bottom of the food chain.
I still keep missing the do 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 the FG. And again, don't put your thing in your mouth. Alright, there it is. Oh. So it's the end there, is it? That's the F. We'll just hold that there. All right, folks. So I think now that I've got the feel for the song, I do have to finish up because I've got things to be and places to do. But I will just finish by putting this all together, making sure, like we did yesterday, that these cuts all work.
With just a blob with a primitive brain. Yeah, bottom of the
So. We'll just move that there so it's on the new one there, hey? It's harder to see when you're doing bass like this. That chop's going to be a bit dodgy. Do, 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 do. bit rough, isn't it? Jeez. Is that where it should be?
For the food chain,
There you go.
bottom of the food chain.
All right. I'm very sorry, folks. I'm going to have to ask Joe and Barry to kindly do the blends from there because each time I came back in there's going to be a little gap there. So all you'll need to do, Joe and Barry, is find the best point to bridge that, to bring them together, and then you might need to chop and change some of these bits anyway. When you get a bit further down, or what time? Well, you're around another week. Hit me up again if you want me to do another take once you sort of filled out a bit more of it. But hopefully that'll give you a bit of a guide of what I think might work for a bass track. So again, we'll just save out of this one. We have lost camera 2, by the way, as you would have noticed, partway through that. We'll go back to my iCloud Drive. We'll go to here. I will go to Collaborations, the Joe and Barry one. We will rename this track. And we'll just put Pete bass at the end. And that was fun because I don't play a lot of bass. I'm far from an accomplished bass player, but it is fun to just play on other people's songs and just get an idea. And you know what? I will be 0% offended if you decide to not use this at all. You decide to do your own bass. You decide to do virtual bass. Someone else does it better. No problem. Go yet. I have zero skin in the game when it comes to that in terms of whether I will be offended. I will not be. Because you can't do that as a creative person. You can't go, oh, whoa, what was wrong? My song wasn't good enough. It might just not have worked for the song. So we'll come here. We'll compress this one out here. So we're going to zip this up. I will send this on back. I'll do that off air. I'll send this on back to Joe and Barry and see what they want to do with it. See if they want to do it. And yeah, sorry I couldn't do more of the editing stuff in there, Joe and Barry. Hopefully you understand the time limitations because I'm already 7 minutes over. That is going to do it for this one. Thank you very much for being here. If you had some fun, thumbs up. If you're watching on the replay, once again, thank you for being here and for making it to the end. And if you do want to be more involved with Songtember, make sure that you join the Create, Record, Release Facebook group. Make sure that you are a patron if you want to be, because we do some other cool stuff, some more exclusive and some other videos and live streams and early looks at things over on the Patreon page. And tomorrow, if you're here now, at around about this time, we'll be kicking off about 8 minutes ago. So it is a late one. It'll be a late night sort of thing for many of you, but we're going to do the AMWA, Ask Me Wife Anything. And that should be a lot of fun. So if you do have any questions already, you can already go over there and just start throwing them in that one, because it should take you there after this one. If not, go to the channel, and if you start putting your comments in there, if you can't make it there live, then you can do that. But I'll give you another reminder tomorrow earlier so that you can participate even if you can't be around. Thank you very much. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Thomas Christ. Thank you, Jade Star. Thank you, everyone else who has been here today. And remember what we say at the end of everyone. Please be kind to yourselves. Please be kind to others. Keep creating, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. See ya.